What is up, Dyna crew, and welcome to my personal top 5 games of 2024. This is just a list that I've played so far through this year, and we're not including DLC or anything like that. It's just games that have come out that I've played this year, and I've really enjoyed it. Let me know your favourite games in the comments down below. Now let's get into the video. Coming in at number 5 is Helldivers 2. When I first played this, I thought it was an absolutely fantastic game. Obviously, they've really improved on the first Helldivers. I thoroughly enjoyed playing it. I thought my only real issue with it is if you couldn't find other people to play, it just kicked your ass like when you're on your own. Which again, it's not a fault of the games. It was meant to be played with people. But once you couldn't get your friends to play, it just felt a little bit like you were just personally just having your ass kicked for no reason. But it was a fantastic game, and I think realistically it would probably be a lot higher on the list, but I got bored of it quite quickly. I know they've updated it and done a lot more to it to keep it going. I just felt like they could have done a lot more to keep the player base interested, and obviously there's a big fiasco where they were requiring people to have PlayStation accounts, and that put a lot of players off, and then the player base kind of dwindled from there, which again made it more difficult to find games. But I thought it was a fantastic game and absolutely well deserving of a top 5 spot on my list. If you have enjoyed this game, let me know in the comments where you'd place it in your top 5. Now let's get into game number 4. Coming in at number 4 on my list, one that I haven't played on the channel, which is why I'm just using the lovely trailer for it, is Astrobot. I thought it was a fantastic and refreshing game for the year. After everything that we've seen, I thought it was great. The platforming elements, the different characters that they brought in, and the fact it won also Game of the Year ahead of some of the absolute immense releases we've had this year is just a testament to the developers. If you've not played it, I'd go and play it. I've just shown you a little bit of the trailer here, but it's such a great platformer game. Obviously, the difficulty gets harder and harder as you're playing through it, but again, I don't think it pushes it too hard, and I don't think it makes a game unenjoyable with how hard it comes. The link with the dual shock controller, I think PlayStation have nailed that absolutely with their controller. Obviously, I use a lot of Xbox controllers when I'm playing my video games, but when I jump onto my PlayStation, the use of the the dual shock controller just is immense, and they've nailed that department. I wish Microsoft would follow suit with a controller similar to it, but we know that PlayStation is the king of the dual shock. If you played Astrobot this year, let me know where you think it ranks in your list. And let's give it 4 out of 5 dynamite sticks. Now let's get into video number 3. Coming in at number 3 on the list is Alone in the Dark. Now, you know me, I don't like my horror games. I don't like that sort of psychological games, but I absolutely love playing through this. I didn't actually play it on my channel. It was a kind of downtime game that I just loaded up my PlayStation and played with, and I thought it was absolutely fantastic. The characters in it were great. The controllers, again, just everything linking together, the board and jumping between, it was fantastic. If you've not played it, I highly recommend playing it. It's obviously comes in a long list of Alone in the Dark games, and I previously didn't play any of the others, so this was my first experience into Alone in the Dark. It's absolutely fantastic. The characters are in it, the storyline's brilliant. Everything just connected together really well. And as I say, I'm not a big fan of like horror, psychological games, but I think this one did it to a T. And if you've played it, let me know where it ranks in your system down below. Obviously, I'm showing you the trailer to it as it was played off my channel. But if you have, let me know. And for me, it scores a 4 out of 5 in the terms of dynamite sticks. Coming in at number 2 on my list is the one, the only Warhammer Space Marines 2. Absolutely loved playing through this game. I've not quite finished it yet. I've still got a couple more missions to go, but what I've played through so far, it's been fantastic. Obviously, they're updating it frequently. You've got the multiplayer, which I've not actually touched yet. The single player campaign is just fantastic. It's just such a well done game, and just shows developers that if you put a bit of time and effort into the game, it's absolutely fantastic. Again, it didn't feel too hard. It felt just the right amount of balance of you're under pressure here, but you can get out. It didn't make you feel like, well, what, I've got no hope of doing this mission. What am I going to do? They balanced it perfectly, and even playing on my own here in the campaign, and obviously you've got 2 AI to help you. The AI are quite good in this game, and they do tend to get involved and help. But I never felt at any point that I was going to need to bring somebody in that was an actual player to help me through the campaign. I thought at every point I could just do it. Obviously, seeing the different factions come into play was fantastic for a big Warhammer fan like myself. If you've played it, let me know where it ranks in your list. But for me, this one scores a 4.5 on the Dynamite Stick chart. Let's get into number 1 now. And welcome to number 1 on my list. It is the one, the only Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. For me, this was always going to be my number 1. From the first time I was playing it, it was always going to be my number 1. The puzzles aren't too hard. They trick you a little bit and get you thinking, but it's not to the point where I'm having to go online and find the answers to the puzzles. The quality of the game, it looks absolutely amazing. They've done an amazing job of it, and I was very worried when it first came out because I saw Bethesda were co-developing it or getting involved in the development, and I worried that there was just going to be silly bugs and stuff that weren't working. But honestly, it's been absolutely amazing playing it through so far. It will still be finished up on my channel, so if you've not watched it yet, go and watch it. It's just a masterpiece. I love the opening scene here, which is a throwback to the movies. I love the fact that you've got the iconic whip, the hat. Everything just seems to flow really nicely, and it's not just like a single story that you're stuck on. There's side missions, there's puzzles to explore outside of the game, and it's just absolutely fantastic. They've done a 10 out of 10 job for me, and that's why for me it's my game of the year, and it's getting 5 out of 5 on the Dynamite Sticks. If you've played it, let me know in the comments what you think of it. And remember, guys, what has been your top 5 list, or even your top 3 list this year, and let me know in the comments down below. And this is it.